So today's ride is going to be going up Kyle Canyon Road, cutting across Deer Creek Road to Lee Canyon, and then going down Lee Canyon and going down 95 back to where I parked here. I'm about ready to park. It's 20 to 5 in the morning and it's dark out here. And the reason I'm starting so early is so that I'm not quite fully awake yet. The reason I'm starting so early is because it's going to be so hot. By the time I get back to the car, I'm figuring this ride's going to take me about 4.5 to 5 hours. And by the time I get back to the car, we're going to be in the low 90s probably for temperature. So it's not going to be a whole lot of fun driving 13 miles on the most boring road in the world on the way back. Anyways, there's Las Vegas back there. And so today's ride's gonna be like 52 miles with somewhere around 5,800 feet of climbing. And so it's about 10 to 5 now, and the sun's starting to come up. It feels pretty pleasant out here, actually. And one thing I had to do yesterday is go get a dual bottle mount, put on my seat. So now I have actually my usual 2 bottles of hydration. I've got one that's frozen solid here. This one's frozen solid. This one's got my tools in it, spare tube and all that. And just got to get my shoes on and get going and quit blabbing here. This should be interesting. I haven't done this I've never done this particular ride, and I haven't went up Kyle Canyon up to Deer Creek Road all the way to the top in a couple years. So I'm about 300 feet or 400 feet from the North Loop trailhead here. I went 20.7 miles, climbed about 5,100 feet in 2 hours and 47 minutes. This is one of my favorite views from up here, right before you turn to go to the North Loop trailhead. The observatory is just over this hill, and that's the road I came up. I've done something like 10 miles of average of 7% gradient. So it's been relentless climbing the whole time, except for 2 very small respites. So just got to make it up this last 400 feet. And they will be mostly downhill. Lee Canyon, thank goodness. Alright, so it's been about 8 hours since I got back home. I was going to do a little video on the way back with my 20-mile-an-hour headwind all the way down US 95 back to Kyle Canyon Road, but I figured that'd be dumb because all you would hear is just a huge amount of wind noise. So that ride was really tough. Aside from the 5,500 feet of climbing, that wind on the way back was just killed me. I think I was like over my lactate threshold for like an hour, you know, and it was like -1 or 2% for like half that 13 miles or so from Lee Canyon Road to Kyle Canyon Road. And then there's like a 1% gradient for, I don't know, like maybe 4 miles, 5 miles. And with that wind, it just felt like I was going up a 6 or 7% gradient. It was just horrible. And so like when I left it like about 10 after 4 this morning, I'd went pee, and I didn't go pee until about a half hour ago. So it's like almost 6:30 right now. And so I was apparently pretty dehydrated in spite of having like 63 ounces of fluids on my bike. I'd still got dehydrated. You know, it's kind of deceptive here in this climate because it's so dry. Your sweat just evaporates off you so fast, especially if you have a heat gun blasting you when you're riding. You know, your sweat just evaporates so fast, you don't get that much cooling, and then you're breathing in this really dry air, and you get dehydrated. And I'm kind of surprised I got as dehydrated as I did. But then again, not really. So yeah, and I got a little bit of a sunburn too. Being so fair, that happens a lot. And then what really irritated me when I started too is I'd forgot my headlight because I didn't do my normal charging routine with it, and normally it would be on my bike before I go, you know, without fail, but today I totally forgot it, and I was like, oh crap. So, you know, I was able to go up Kyle Canyon Road because it was getting light enough to where I didn't need the headlight. But towards the end of Lee Canyon Road, when that guy was passing the other car, and right where I'm coming down on the other side, I had no headlight, and you know, that could have ended my life right there. So really important to have that super bright flashing headlight, you know, when you're going down hills like that, for exactly that reason. So fortunately I didn't, you know, get killed, and it all worked out, but man, that was a rough ride. So anyways, thanks for watching.